something that's important to you. Hey everybody, so we're going to answer the questions about hypermobility with my coworker Lisa. So Lisa, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Lisa. Nice to meet you. I'm a pelvic floor physical therapist.
Where did you grow up?
Geneva, New York. Upstate New York.
She's New York. She says coffee. Coffee. Where'd you go to school?
Buffalo, New York. That's why I live in California now.
Yeah. So you are how far along in your pregnancy?
19 weeks, almost 20.
And you have an official diagnosis of EDS, right?
I do, yeah.
Okay, all right, so she's going to answer you guys' questions. All right, Lisa, how were you originally diagnosed with EDS?
Okay, so this was kind of complicated. There isn't like a moment in time, but I was lucky enough to have a father that was my physical therapist growing up, and he noticed early on at like age 3, 4 that I was quite bendy. Most individuals who have EDS do these like party tricks or like Gumby moves where we like move in different ways that other people don't, and it's kind of cool. But yeah, so he kind of knew, and so kind of treated me in ways that would help me support my joints and ligaments. So I kind of knew I had it, but until I actually officially saw a geneticist as an adult, that's when I got like the real diagnosis.
How old were you?
That was undergrad, so probably like 18, 19. Yeah.
Okay, how do you get diagnosed for EDS? Is there a test for it?
Okay, so EDS falls under the umbrella of hypermobility disorders. So you can be very bendy and not have injury or pain. But if you have like pain and symptoms and laxity that is not comfortable, the true way to get diagnosed is to see a geneticist. Some rheumatoid doctors can do it, but geneticist is your best bet.
What's the connection between EDS and collagen?
Okay, so EDS is a collagen disorder. So that's the connection right there. Our collagen makeup is different in that our collagen is more lax than someone else. So it's very bendy, it's pliable, which can make it more prone to injury if we're not exercising appropriately and tuning in with our body. With that being said, collagen supplements, I take them myself. So, I mean, talk to your doctor about adding that into your routine if possible.
But they're safe to take in pregnancy?
Yes.
And good for someone with EDS, right?
Yes, safe to take in pregnancy and someone with EDS. I was recommended by my functional medicine doctor to take it. So,
cool. Yeah. So one more thing Lisa wanted to talk about being diagnosed with EDS, that it's not like, yes, the geneticist will for sure rule it in, but there's other signs, right?
Okay, so one other physical test you can do with a physical therapist or any physician can do this is something called the Viking scale. And what it is it's 9 different movements of the body, and they'll measure it. If you have more than 5 out of the 9, that's considered positive. If you have 9 out of the 9, that's very positive. It means multiple joint laxity. So one of them would be like, does your pinky go 90 degrees? Does your thumb approximate your wrist, like that? And it's bilateral, so it's both sides that they're checking. Do you hyperextend your elbows, your knees, and can you touch the floor with your hands without bending your knees? I think that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Okay. And then, hold up, one more thing on this. All right, what was the other thing?
All right, so other things that they're going to take into account is your history. So one of the things is dislocations or subluxations. That's fancy words for the joint comes out of the socket. Sublux is it slightly comes out. If that happens 2 or more times in 2 or more joints, that's another indication of potential EDS.
And that's common in like shoulders.
Oh yeah, shoulder dislocations. For me, it happens much more easily in someone who has EDS, and it might not be it's painful, but it might not be as painful for someone who doesn't have the same collagen as us. So for me, I was playing volleyball in middle school, and I went to a spike, and my shoulder dislocated, and I was like, whoa, that's weird, that kind of hurts. That shouldn't happen with someone who doesn't have the type of collagen disorder that comes along with EDS.
Okay, what are your symptoms with EDS?
Okay. Laxity. So your body is very bendy and movable. EDS has a gradient scale, so some people might have different tissues involved than others, like eyesight. Some people's gums are a lot more porous and bendy. For me, my personal symptoms are I'm extremely bendy and I dislocate easily. I have GI issues related to my EDS, and I do have a grade 1 prolapse.
And we've talked about this before, how like these hypermobility disorders seem to have gastrointestinal things with them.
Yeah, so that's common too. Like it might not just be musculoskeletal, so your muscle or your joints. It can affect other body systems. So your gastrointestinal tract, it can affect your eyesight, your cardiac. So definitely get that cleared. I'm in the process of doing that now since I'm pregnant.
All right, we have a lot to say on this one, you guys.
Okay.
We just talked about it. Okay, should I find another PFPT if they don't think it matters to confirm if I have EDS?
Long story short, yes, I do think it's important to find someone who can diagnose specifically with if you have EDS or any other collagen disorder, because it can affect your heart, because it can affect organs, and I think it's very important. And your therapist should too.
Tell me about your experience with your doctor with high risk.
Oh, okay. So I was sent to a high-risk OB because I mentioned to my general OB, I have EDS, and when I went to the high-risk OB, she was like, oh, okay. And so I explained to her like my findings and like why I think I have it, and she just kind of like took my word for it. So I think about people like yourselves who might not have that knowledge to pull from, and I guess we were just dialoguing about maybe how there's kind of a deficit there and like more.
All right, Lisa. That's what I call it. That's not what people call you in New York? Lisa? Lisa. Okay. So people, you said there's a deficit in medicine for people with hypermobility.
Yeah. So, okay, bottom line is yes, it's important I think it's important to get the diagnosis because there's other collagen disorders like Marfan's and things like that. That being said, I truly believe you are not your diagnosis, and that the number one important thing for myself, and I say this to my patients too, is your mindset and going beyond the diagnosis.
Okay, our clinical aide is over there, and she's like, I don't know what she's doing. Anyways, carry on, Lisa.
I don't know what I'm saying.
You are not your diagnosis.
Yes, you are. It's important to get the information, take with that as much knowledge as possible, and then move forward in a way that's like proactive.
All right, Lisa, what are you doing differently during this pregnancy, her first one, to prevent prolapse because you know you're at higher risk?
Okay. First off, I'm seeing Margaret. I'm going to a pelvic physical therapist who is well versed in this. I do have a grade 1 rectocele, so that I think came about because I was severely constipated. So number one thing I'm doing right now is taking magnesium. That has been a life changer for me. Normal stool consistency now. I'm also seeing a functional medicine doctor who has been great for me with proper supplements, making sure I have the right amount of collagen. I'm seeing a high-risk OB. I'm seeing a cardiologist to clear my heart and make sure everything's good there with my valves. I do see a fascial therapist as well. She does fascial stretch, but I activate to it. That's important.
Yeah. Really important. And then the things that I'm doing to support her is, hold on, we're going to run out of time. So the ways I'm supporting her as a therapist is making sure that her thoracic cavity is going to expand with her and move well. So even though Lisa's really bendy, her muscles along her spine actually tend to hold on really tight because she's hypermobile, and so making sure that her rib mobility and her back body is really good is my number one priority, to give her body space as her belly grows, and then making sure her posture is good. So she's got some tendencies with her hips to be in a little bit of an anterior pelvic tilt. We've been working on some muscle tension and some issues there, and then strengthening into those end ranges and making sure she's moving slowly and consciously and like really carefully through these exercises, and then really trying to convince her to do her strengthening multiple times a week.
Okay, let me speak to that though. Not as an excuse. I want you guys to understand it's so important. Strengthening is so important. But the intention behind it is more important.
Okay, so strengthening is important, but it's the intention of what you're doing that's even more important.
Yeah. So individuals who have EDS, or even like those who are just really bendy, but specifically EDS, we lack that something called proprioception. Our joints don't really know where they are in space as well as other people's do. So the intention, meaning what is the goal with this movement and where am I doing it, not just 3 sets of 10, it's if you could do 4 reps of an isolated, focused movement where you're mindful during the exercise, and you're going to get a brain workout too. That's what you want. Because yes, you're getting the strength, and you're getting strength through the full range, and your body is increasing its proprioception of feedback and awareness. Doing exercises in front of a mirror, doing lower reps, using your breath to kind of coordinate things can be really helpful for that.
Yeah, I also put her against the wall or the floor to get more feedback.
Yeah.
Are you going to have a C-section?
Oh, I don't know. No. That's not the goal.
I don't know. No, not the goal.
No, I mean, I think it's important to have like your preferences, but whatever's most.
Why do you feel a vaginal delivery is the safest for your body?
That's a good question. Huh. I don't know anything about it.
Okay, you're having a vaginal delivery.
Okay, so my birth plan, or preference, I should say, is I'm going to have a doula and good support staff. I'm going to hopefully not labor on my back, and hopefully not push on my back either. I want to move a lot. I relax well in water. I don't know if that's an option for me or not. Breathing the baby out, right? Not overly like pushing. I mean, there's going to be some level of pushing, but yeah. Supporting my perineum too.
Yeah.
With warm towels. That's important.
So you can totally have vaginal deliveries with EDS and not develop a prolapse or worsen the rectus. Also, we'll keep an eye on it through her pregnancy. Early postpartum recovery is going to be really important for Lisa too, so she knows all that. Thoughts on breastfeeding and EDS?
Yeah. I think it's whatever you're comfortable with. Yeah. If you choose to breastfeed or, I plan to. We'll see what life brings me.
So with breastfeeding, you don't have as much circulating estrogen in your system, right? So estrogen allows our tissues to be elastic, meaning they stretch and recoil, okay? So when you don't have that estrogen in postpartum, things have stretched. They hang out stretched. So they don't have the opportunity to recoil quite like they would before. So this is important just for Lisa, for anyone postpartum to know that things might look and feel different with that decreased estrogenization, but that there's a good chance things will recoil when that estrogen is returned. Or there's options like topical estrogen if that's something that's concerning, or you want to prioritize getting that hormone back into your system postpartum and it's safe during pregnancy. Breastfeeding. We're going to finish with this one. Lisa has ADHD, so sometimes we get a little... Wait, squirrel. Okay, anyways, how should people prepare for a second pregnancy if they already have an existing prolapse and EDS? What are some recommendations you have?
Okay. I think a pelvic floor physical therapist is great to go to kind of get some guidance with this. But yeah, so strengthening, mindful strengthening, I think of it as like pillars of health. It's like, is your mindset good? If not, get support there. Where you need it is your physical musculoskeletal system all set. If not, get some guidance there. So strength training, intentional movements, and then nutrition and like wellness on that side. So gut health, things like that, making sure you get your stool is a healthy consistency. So we're not kind of bearing.
One more thing on that, you could also potentially get a pessary ahead of time if that's something that's important to you. External support is great. Support garments, SRC stuff, all of that is really, really helpful. So, thank you, Lisa. You're the best. So, I'll probably be updating you guys here and there on how her pregnancy is going, if she's cool with that. She said she was open to kind of being a not a test subject, but just a way to educate you guys, you know, like a teaching
We're in it
opportunity.
together.
Yeah, about EDS. So we're all, you know, we'll get updates from Lisa here and there. But yeah, we love you. Thanks.